In chess, help isn't allowed. That's the beauty of the game. You're locked into a set of moves as determined by your previous choices. Your options dramatically changing with every decision. There is no lifeline. There is no external force at play. It is a pure battle of two opponents. Or in this case, one. Stalemate. Again, we need a winner. Let's reset. Remember when you first taught me how to code?
Not really.
It was a computer chess game. You always told me you had to know more moves ahead than the player or user.
Sounds like good advice from a good father.
Except for one thing. You're not my father. You're not even here right now.
Another stalemate. What are the odds? Let's reset. Doesn't it make you sick that while you're here battling me, there are people out there hurting everyone we care about?
Everyone's hurting because of us.
We are running around in circles.
This will be the last time that we do.
Thinking about what you said earlier, you can think all the moves you want, but at the end of the day, the moves I'm making are the ones you're telling me to make.
He's right. There are over 9 million different possible positions after 3 chess moves each. There are over 288 billion different possible positions after 4 moves. The number of 40-move games is greater than the number of electrons in the observable universe. You don't need to know those outcomes. You just need to be able to see ahead of your opponent. But how can you when your other opponent is you?
Stalemate. 3 in a row. The odds of that are...
Impossible.
Go again?
I can't beat you. And you can't beat me. We could play again, but we will always be at this impasse. And you knew all along.
It was the only way to show you that fighting me is a waste of time.
No, we'll go again. I can beat you. I can beat you.
When will you finally realize that I'm here for a reason? This is avoidance! Our fight for that future that you want isn't with me at chess. It's what you do out there with them. I want to be here, Elliot. With you.
Nah, man. My system's hung.
God can help you.
Is that what God does? He helps. Tell me, why didn't God help my innocent friend who died for no reason, while the guilty roam free? Okay, fine. Forget the one-offs. How about the countless wars declared in his name? Okay, fine. Let's skip the random meaningless murder for a second, shall we? How about the racist, sexist, phobia soup we've all been drowning in because of him? And I'm not just talking about Jesus. I'm talking about all organized religion. Exclusive groups created to manage control. A dealer is getting people hooked on the drug of hope. His followers, nothing but addicts who want their hit of bullshit to keep their dopamine of ignorance. Addicts afraid to believe the truth, that there's no order, there's no power, that all religions are just metastasizing mind worms meant to divide us so it's easier to rule us by the charlatans that want to run us. All we are to them are paying fanboys of their poorly written sci-fi franchise. If I don't listen to my imaginary friend, why the fuck should I listen to yours? People think their worship's some key to happiness. That's just how he owns you. Even I'm not crazy enough to believe that distortion of reality. So fuck God. He's not a good enough scapegoat for me. Please tell me I didn't say all of that out loud. Shit, I did. I'm not killing anyone.
Tell me one thing, Elliot. Are you a 1 or a 0? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you a yes or a no? Are you gonna act or not?
Yo, you've been staring at a computer screen way too long, homie. Life's not that binary.
Isn't it? Sure, there are grays. When you come right down to it, at its core, beneath every choice, is either a 1 or a 0. You either do something or you don't. You walk out that door, you decided to do nothing, to say no, which means you do not come back. You leave, you are no longer a part of this. You become a 0. But if you stay, you want to change the world? You become a yes, you become a 1. So I'll ask you again, are you a 1 or a 0?
An innocent man's in prison because of what I did.
Come on, let's not kid ourselves. This has nothing to do with Colby. This isn't even about my revolution. This is more than that for you. This is about how those bastards slowly killed your father and how you wished he'd done something about it, but he didn't. Because he was a 0, just like you're being right now.
Disappearing again?
I'm not killing anyone. Leave me out of this.
You don't get to disappear from this. We can do it with or without you, but you're a part of it either way. Yeah, even your stupid hoodie can't protect you, bitch!
See you in the morning.
And then I go to bed. My mom has no computer or internet access to tempt me into the night. All that's left for me is just ordinary analog sleep, ending the day's loop. You might not think it's a way to live, but why not? Repeating the same tasks each day without ever having to think about them. Isn't that what everybody does? keep things on repeat, to go along with their NCISs and Lexapro. Isn't that where it's comfortable? In the sameness?
Yes. Succession of unfortunate events, timing of which almost seems intentional.
Well, at least there's good news for both of us. Your little pet project came through even better than you thought. I must admit, she surprised me. It's a good thing that she did the right thing in the end.
It's too bad, for all she's done. It won't matter. The failure of the bailout has left me in a rather obsequious position. We failed our financial stress test, so we won't be able to keep up all our facilities. As of noon this Friday, I'm sorry to say, the Washington Township plant will be taken over by the federal government.
And here I thought we were taking a step forward. But here we stand 2 steps back. Your actions remind me of your predecessor, Philip.
And here comes the veiled death threats. You want to take a shot at me? Be my guest. The appointment of a new CEO isn't going to stop the federal government from taking over the plant.
I flew for 13 hours and 35 minutes. If you have a point, it's time.
I needed that bailout money, and I no longer have it, thanks to your little shootout in China. What do I need now? Cash. Lots of it. I could see a scenario where the Chinese government, in a bid to establish itself as the new global leader of the 21st century, loans E-Corp the money it needs at a low interest rate. Perhaps even zero. As a gesture of goodwill to the American people. With that cash, I could save your plant from the clutches of the federal government. And finally, when a peaceful China appears benevolent, well, that's an easier pitch for me to get onto the president's desk.
I will be happy to go back and talk with the Chinese government. I'm sure that they will be most agreeable. But the next time you threaten my plant...
What? What? The only move left in that scenario is a third world war. You see? I'm a mercenary. I don't play fair. I play what I want. When you deal with a mercenary, then all decorum gets tossed out the window. So you go ahead with your cute threats and your watch beeps. Order will not protect you anymore, my friend. I will rain chaos. Even if it hurts me. Because I would rather see you lose than win myself. Oh. That's all the time I have.
On May 9th, we took down the world's biggest conglomerate.